Hi friends, welcome to another 30 Days of Paper Napkins. Today's paper napkin and a book cover. So this is kind of like the sheen book cover. It's like plastic over paper. I don't know what's that they seal, how they seal it. I did a little bit of sandpaper on it to get a bit of a take some of the sheen off. And I'm putting some gesso on it. Now this is more of a test than anything else. It seems to be sturdy, but I did use gesso as an adhesive here in this part. Just to try it out. See, I'm going to use this book for my notes and stuff like that, and it'll be with me all the time, so it'll be worn, so it'll be a good way to try it out. If you don't feel comfortable using gesso, just use your regular Mod Podge or DecoArts. I'm using the gesso right now to put some of the scrap paper napkins that I had from my last challenge, and I'm just using the edges of that paper. It didn't really matter to me which paper went on. I was putting a little bit, whitening them up with a little bit of the gesso, and just using it as an adhesive. It works well on different cards and that kind of thing, so we'll see how it works on here. It should be fine as long as I'm not picking at it. I don't know, I think it'll be good. So I'm just putting another layer here to that edge. Now this is the outer edge of the paper napkin that I didn't really want on my card, and I thought I'd use it up here in this space. Want to use this book in a meeting with myself or in a meeting, and I didn't want to have, a different title on it, a business title on it, so I thought, well, I'm going to use this book for this challenge here. So it was just kind of like, oh, I need this, so that's how it came about. Now on this part here, I do put some decoupage down just to help make sure everything's sealed in there a little bit on the top layer, because I also want to put my next favorite thing is Superman emblem, and I just recently used that one as well. And I have tons of Superman paper napkins, and that's one of my favorite superheroes is Superman, so I put that piece on there. So I thought it would suit my personality, suit me, and I did. So I put that on there on top of the decoupage, and it didn't really matter which way it was for me, so I just put it sideways. And I just put a layer of decoupage on top of that. Then my next favorite, someone gave me this, and I don't know which one of you lovely ladies gave it to me, but thank you. This is one of my favorite napkins. I just got one napkin, and I got 4 little pieces of this little saying, laugh every day. That's what it says, laugh every day. And I thought that's what everyone needs, is a chuckle or a laugh every day. And it's such a great saying, and I had to use it on this because I thought, well, this is my notebook I'm going to be using often, and I'd like to see that. I did put it on a card recently, but I really do love this one, so it was perfect. So I did some decoupage on top of that. And after this, I kind of just make sure it's sealed down with it everywhere, and then I dry it up a bit. I do tear it away a little bit on the edges before, because I didn't want to cut too much off. I was just like, let's see how this will work if I tear it. Whatever's left over, I'll just snip off. Anyways, I dry that pretty good, and then I trim my edges again. Love it. I think it's turned out really good, and so far it's been sticking really nice, so I'm really happy with it. Got these books. You can get sometimes, people donating at a secondhand store or something like that. Books with different business names on them, but they're just perfectly full and perfectly good, and that's what I did, and I just picked those up, and here I go. So I'm going to trim this up, and then I thought I was done, but then I ended up doing more to it. But I did put a gloss over it. And then that was a Mod Podge gloss, because I really want it to be glossy. And then after that, I'm like, they still want to do a couple more things, so even though I add the gloss next, I didn't add any more after, but I just I did do a little bit more stuff to it after. So I did add a thin layer gloss not too thick, not like glopping. The gloss is a little different than the decoupage, like the glue part. It's just a little different. I like the way it is. You don't have to put it on too thick. Notice a little piece lifting there, so I just check my corners. I might have not got, you know, it good down, but it seems to be sealed now, so I'm not too worried about it. But if you have any books you picked up secondhand or even at the dollar store and you want to test out, go for it. Different types of mediums on there to glue it, adhere it down. So then I dry this up a little bit, and then I do some gold because it reminded me of Nikki. And another one of my favorite things is gold, and she's always saying Goldfinger, and it's just, she's my partner in crime in this crafting 30 days of paper napkins, and I thought, yeah, it just reminded me of her. So another thing that made me happy to put on my little notebook. This is a notebook that I actually will be putting a lot of notes down for things, projects for Nikki and myself. And then I used my scrolling ink pad just and permanent ink just to do a little script on there. You'll see that as well. And I'm going way ahead of myself. I know. I do that all the time when you guys are like waiting. Oh yeah, there she's, that's what she's talking about. And I did. So here's my gold, and I used the DecoArts gold. See, I went way ahead of myself. But I got my edges, and this is the Venetian gold dazzling metallics. Love that. I love any gold though. Any gold. They all work good. They're all equal. And then I dry that up a bit, and then I use my Stampin' Up! Scroll stamp ink with archival ink. And the ink itself, or the stamp itself, is just on the end of an old brush. I didn't want to buy a new Stampin' Up! Roller. I don't know why they changed different rollers, but I have a bunch of rollers, but I guess over time they decided to change them, and it would fit the ones I had. And I was like, no, I'm just going to use this old brush. And so it works. I've been using it for about 3 or 4 years now. And there it is. It's done. I'm so happy with it. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye.